Nagesh, can you tell us about Nagesh, can you tell us about your journey with Sigma? When did it start? How long has it been? And how has the journey been so far?
Yeah, so Akshaya, we started in 2016. We were the 5 co-founders, and we started with our first project in a place called Kumbakonam, and that was in Tamil Nadu. And it was one of the first projects where landfill mining was started, and based on which the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs took cognizance of this project. It was one of the first integrated landfill mining projects that's taken up in India, and this project was actually showcased in the first Swachh Sarvekshan 2016, based on which 500 cities were called in to as a showcase model so that they can use this as a best practice. So from there on, if you ask me, today we have completed over 50 projects of biomining across the country. We have processed over 1.7 crore tons of legacy waste, and we have reclaimed over 2,000 acres of land, spanning about over 45 to 50 projects. So this is a fantastic journey, and I think our journey coincided very well with the Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat Mission 1.0, because that was also released in 2015 and 16. So I think I should say that it was a blessing in disguise, where the funding also came. There was an urge from the ministry towards cleanliness, towards eradication of landfills, and so on.
So what specific technologies or processes are you using to extract value from the recycled waste? So these are seen as unrecyclable waste.
So Akshay, a very good question. The point is that we use very state-of-the-art machines. Increasingly, biomining has been always connected with so-called trommels, and they say that you just have to trommel, but it's not so. Biomining is a much more sophisticated. The word biomining has a bio part in this. It is precisely because it is a biological activity that is going on in legacy dump sites like this. So the biological part, that's the biodegradable part, is not completely degraded, and hence the pollution starts. Whether it is methane generation, whether it is generation of leachate, the black liquid that's contaminating the underground water, and all other obnoxious gases, plus the foul odor and everything. So this is all because of the organic activity. Although the plastics looks much more visually bad, but it's actually the organic activity which is creating the biggest problem. Now, having said this, we've worked over a period of 8 to 9 years now. So we have brought in a lot of technologies to upcycle, recycle, reuse this whole process. One of the great examples is the soil and stones. Erstwhile, the soil and stones were completely discarded as inert and were recommended for landfilling. But what we decided was we should start reusing it, and we tested the whole thing with the support of IIT Bombay and Anna Institute in Chennai. We realized that there's no hazardous waste in it, and because of which we could easily use it for road construction, filling up low-lying areas, and all other things, where use of virgin soil or virgin material, which is again mined, could be completely avoided. Now this helped in a way that mining of fresh soil was avoided, and then it could also be reused. These resources which are now digged into the landfills could be reused, and now we see that the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has already given a GO where these materials could be used in building of road construction and highways. So it's worked very well. This is one of the examples. The second example is RDF. RDF is all that combustible and non-recyclable fractions, which has no other option but to be converted into something called a refuse-derived fuel, which could be used in cement plants as an alternate to coal. Now, this is a beautiful concept where the coal has been replaced with the refuse-derived fuel generated from the so-called discarded landfill sites. Now, this is a beautiful journey. We started with 60 tons per month to almost 3,000 to 4,000 tons per day. We're supplying to almost 52 cement plants across the country. We are one of the Asia's largest suppliers. We have disposed and channelized over 40 lakh tons of RDF till date.
Now, Chennai is coastal, it's a coastal region. So there will be a lot of difficulties because of that also to handle the waste, right? For example, the moisture, the salt content in the air. So how do you actually process the waste that is being dumped from there?
That's again a very interesting question, actually. I'm sorry, but the point is that as I rightly pointed out, governance, transparency, technology, testing and transparency is what we have brought into this so-called space of landfill mining. Now what we do is, when we start the process, we understand the whole environment of the place where we are doing. Like, for example, we have done projects in Guwahati, we have done projects in Vadodara, we have done projects in Noida, and we are doing projects in Chennai. So we have almost everywhere. every place has a different topography, environment, geography. So the machines that we design are actually customized to handle this. For example, when you talk about Chennai, Chennai has 2 monsoons, and landfill mining cannot operate with high moisture and when there are monsoons. The reason because the material gets wet, and once it gets wet, it gets choked into the plants. So the processing does not happen efficiently the way it wants. Again, the material that comes out, there is a law and there are guidelines based on which these materials can be disposed. I can't just say that this is soil, so-called soil, and dispose. There are guidelines given by the Central Pollution Control Board which has to be followed. So answering your question, we have a beautiful team, we have beautiful technology, we have beautiful governance systems to ensure that any kind of a situation, any kind of a weather, we have molded ourselves to ensure that there is a flawless execution. So in the case of Chennai, we have ensured that we are very robust, we do proper pre-processing, we cover the waste to ensure that we at least have a lean processing line during monsoons, among others.
So what's your long-term vision for zero waste cities? And do you think there can be a scenario where there are no landfills around in these kind of cities?
Yeah, so what we see landfill mining as a bridge between zero waste and circularity. So if you have to make the vision of Viksit Bharat, I think what we feel is that landfill mining and clearings of landfills, waste management is going to form the integrated part of development of cities infrastructure. So when you do landfill mining, what you exactly do is you clear the landfills, you get the resource out of them, you reclaim the land, and you are giving an opportunity to the urban and development body to build up few new infrastructure, whether it is related to the waste or whether it is related to any other development, so that it becomes a bridge. Again, all the resources that you get out of this landfill mining you use in circular economy, thus motivating the urban and local bodies that there is a possibility that when you do a door-to-door collection and segregation, what will happen is you don't have to end up with these materials into the landfills. So it actually becomes a trigger for every urban and local body to start working on door-to-door collection, segregation, and effective solution in terms of all kinds of technologies in mixture. I mean, I'm not a person who believes that there is one technology to resolve everything. There is a combination of various technologies. If you take Chennai, for example, they have biomethanization plants for handling their organic waste. They are planning to set up a waste-to-energy plant to handle their mixed waste. They have a material recovery facility to segregate their dry waste and send it to the cement plant. So it's a mixture of all of this, which can actually motivate urban and local bodies to clear their waste and move towards a zero landfill nation. And I feel the speed at which we are going, this is not a distant dream.
And finally, can you also talk about Blue Planet and Sigma's association?
Yeah, so Blue Planet is a Singapore headquartered waste management company, and we could say that you name any kind of waste, we are in it. We are in hazardous waste, we are in construction and demolition waste, we are in door-to-door collection. In fact, 1/4 of Singapore's population is catered by Blue Planet, and we are a arm of the Blue Planet, wherein we handle landfill remediation and mining. So what happens essentially is Blue Planet gives us that platform to demonstrate our technology across the world, where the world could understand how large landfill sites in India are recovered. Because if you see in places like Europe, Southeast Asia, the Gulf cooperation countries, there are still landfills, and they do not have technologies to clear these landfills, because the world is getting urbanized as we speak, and when the world gets urbanized, the land gets short, and then the cost of land becomes highly expensive. Now when the cost of land becomes expensive, that's when landfill mining comes and becomes much more viable and profitable. So this Blue Planet has given us a platform to showcase our product across the world. At the same time, we imbibe a lot of other technologies from other countries, whether it is UK, whether it is New Zealand, whether it is Malaysia, or maybe Singapore, and use them into our system so that there is a level playing platform in all the spectrums altogether.
Thank you a lot. We will now switch to Hindi.
Oh God.